Now that's more like it, Phillies. 7-2 win over the Miami Marlins. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Batalico, I'm Michael Barkan. Jesús Luzardo pitching up a jam. He tired a little bit in the seventh inning, but that's okay. It gets another win as the Phillies take it from Miami. They'll try for just their fourth series win of the season tomorrow, Ricky Bo. Overall thoughts on this one?
Well done. I mean, coming off of a disaster that was last night, I think the Phillies responded well, especially in that first inning. You got a pitcher out there in Chris Paddock who didn't want to throw the ball over the plate, wanted no part of being a starting pitcher today, and the Phillies took advantage. You think about this for a second. 3 walks in the first inning, and a couple of them I know for a fact, just off the top of my head, had 2 strikes on them. And one of those guys was Schwarber, as a matter of fact. And you look at this whole situation, and when a guy doesn't want to throw the ball over the plate, what do? You just be patient. I said last night on the pregame show, I didn't think they were very patient against Max Meyer. I think they completely went around in a circle and went the other direction today. They were very patient, waited for the mistake. Stott got a mistake. Surprise, surprise, Bryson Stott hits a home run against the Marlins.
How about that? Again.
What are you going to throw? In reality, this is reality. You know, we always talk about the swings and misses that pitchers had. He had 38 swings against them, Paddock did. How many swings and misses do you think?
How many?
3.
3.
3. I would say your stuff isn't very good.
No. It was putrid, and I know you were getting annoyed.
I was getting annoyed because I don't want to watch a
around
guy
the plate at all.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a guy go out there and not try to pound the strike zone. I think he was afraid to throw the ball over the plate. I mean, you look at the body language, you look at the pitch selection, you look at where some of his 0-2, 1-2 pitches were, they were just non-competitive. You have to be competitive in this league, period. And to walk 3 guys, he got what he deserved. Probably deserved a lot worse. Probably should have given up 10 runs in that inning.
And that's why I say thank you, Chris Paddock, as we take a look at inside the box score of a 7-2 Phillies win. Talk about everybody hits, 1 through 9. Everybody hits. Brandon Marsh had 2. Kyle Schwarber had 2. After going 0 for 8, nice comeback, Schwarbs. And a run scored in the first inning. But everyone else at least had 1 hit, if not a run scored, in a 7-2 win. Reyes, Crawford, Bryson Stott with the home run. And this is what we were looking at for the Phillies. Yesterday was a tough one to stomach as they lost it to a guy who, in Max Myers, who all of a sudden looked like he was a Cy Young winner.
I know it's easier said than done, but I want to see the Phillies attack within the strike zone. They did that today, and they laid off of pitches that were garbage. Isn't that what you want your hitters to do? Attack the ball when it's a strike and take those ones in the dirt. If you go back to last night, what did you see? A lot of pitches, a lot of breaking pitches and changeups that weren't strikes. They're deception pitches. The Phillies were getting fooled by them. I understand that happens sometimes, but for it to happen to your whole lineup in the same night, that's a little bit of an issue. They came back today with a vengeance. That's all you needed. This is, how do you wipe away yesterday? You show up today.
And I guess who else showed up was Jesús Luzardo, eye on the mound, presented by PGW.
Did give up the 2 runs in his last inning out there, but this was a stellar performance. I thought he threw the ball extremely well on both sides of the plate. The hitters couldn't cheat to one side. It wasn't like he was only commanding glove side. He had the glove side down pat with the sweeper, and then he had that changeup that was on the opposite side. So he had both sides covered, and, utilized his fastball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he overpowered anybody all day with his fastball, but he utilized it well.
His ERA down to 5.09. He came in today 5.50. At one point during the game, it was down in the 4.8 range, Ricky Bo, but it went back when he gave up those runs. Yeah. But you look at what he's done in his last 2 starts, and it has been special. I would ask you about the 102 pitches and whether or not that was wise. He got tired in the 7th inning. That's when he gave up the runs.
I think isn't this normalcy? Shouldn't you be at 100 pitches right now? I mean, look, if it was 115, I'd probably say, what was he doing in there? I mean, going out there, getting over 100 pitches, that's what a starting pitcher is supposed to do. A starting pitcher, especially on a team like the Phillies, you're supposed to get your 100 pitches in. I mean, Zach Wheeler's almost at 100 right now. You look at Christopher Sanchez. he's the one they're going to be weary about as the season runs on, because he had over 200 innings pitched last year. He just signed a new contract. You don't want to blow him out. So, I mean, for the most part, I think all the guys should be basically at 100 pitches right now.
All right, let's see what Don Mattingly has to say about this Phillies win this afternoon.
Sweep and the changeup, really good.
Yeah, everything. I thought his stuff was good today. Kind of give us what we needed. I think he knew we needed him to get into the game, but there you still got to pitch kind of one inning at a time and just make pitches and get guys, try to attack the zone. He's been really good. He's been, I don't know if he's walked anybody in a couple games. He's been in the strike zone on the attack. So he's been really good.
He started out so slow, and then the last three, he didn't go 5 of 2 starts ago, but it's been pretty good the last 3. What's been the big difference in your mind?
On the attack, I see that, but I haven't seen him really bad early. I just felt like there was some, like an inning got away. It's kind of the way everything was going for us early, and you just don't know why it's not going our way early. But again, his stuff was good early. It wasn't like he was not throwing the ball. Didn't have good stuff. So you knew it was going to get back into the zone, be on the attack, stay ahead as much as you can.
You were talking about earlier in the game when he was a kid, had that great stuff, just needed to get in the strike zone. Last 2, 18 strikeouts, 0 walks. Did you see anything mechanical maybe in Chicago that day? He walked 4, since then no walks.
I don't know a lot about pitching, to be honest with you. Other than it's hard to hit. I didn't really do anything I don't really mechanic stuff as
Caleb
pitching.
or them didn't talk about anything? Or?
No, not really. No, again, for me, just watching games early, I thought his stuff was good, and it seemed like there'd be an inning or so in there, and you see sometimes a little frustration from him when he gets it's not going the way he wants.
What does that kind of do for a team? You're a hitter. One night you get 1 hit, the next night you score 6 in the first inning. Is it like everybody just take a deep breath and just, brings everything back to kind of center, or what?
More than anything, it's just a response. It's like one game's over,
Yep.
and you catch a guy with good stuff, with a good breaking ball that night. You just don't know why, right? It's kind of night to night. It's kind of like the playoffs, right? The starting pitcher sets the tone, and their guy was good. We weren't able to really mount any kind of a charge. It wasn't like we weren't trying to mount a charge. We just didn't. And sometimes that's going to happen, but you don't want to let that carry over. You just want guys to bounce back, be ready to play. It's a different game. It's a different starter. It starts all over. So the momentum comes from your starting pitcher. Tonight, I felt like, or today, the momentum came from our offense early, right? You think the at-bats, Trey gets us going, Schwarb walks. I see him hit a foul ball. I knew we were back on track. He at least made contact. So Harp walks there, I think. Then Harp, the base running, beating that ball at second's huge, right? It gets us a run. And puts them, keeps that inning alive with nobody out. So, we kind of set the tone, and then Zeus throws the 0, right? And we talk about shut down innings. We want our guys to be thinking like that. Like, we score, they don't, right? And the longer you do that, the better off you are.
What's impressed you about Chase Sugar out of the bullpen?
Obviously, I seen him in spring, and he kind of seemed like he was a lot of pitches, wasn't really dialed in yet. I think I like as much as anything is that he'll take the ball, and he's going to come after people. He's not afraid. He's not scared, and that attitude is what we want out of our guys out of the bullpen. We want guys on the attack, and not afraid to throw the ball in the strike zone.
Seen some life from Stott the last few games, and what has you encouraged about him? He was really scuffling early as well.
Yeah, I think it wasn't so much scuffling. It was just not really getting what he wanted. We talked the other day about he's been hitting the ball hard and not getting a lot of help. And if you continue doing that, things are going to start falling. But obviously, another 3-run homer today, that really pushes us out there, puts true pressure on them, and takes some off of Zeus. But really it's kind of like that breath that you talked about the game before. Even though you didn't score, boom, you're right back. and you jump on them.
That I thought he missed, and I think he thought he missed it too. Everything he's been getting has been kind of middle and up. I mean, it's a good piece for him to hit it out of the ballpark. He's done that twice in this series now.
I also like the way the Phillies today took pitches. We heard Tom McCarthy say pregame and during the game there were 9 guys yesterday who saw 3 pitches or less in their at-bats. Today, when you look at Schwarber's walk, he had 6, Harper had 7, and even on the home run, 5 pitches that Stott saw. So a little more discerning.
They're definitely taking care of what they're doing. They're kind of taking their job to the next level when they do this. You go out there, you take pitches. We saw a lot of 3-2 counts, and we saw a pitcher that didn't want to come over the plate. But how do you get to those 3-2 counts? You fight off some pitches. You wait for something middle of the plate to hit. Phillies did that to a T today. That's what you want to do. Even what Bryson Stott did there, that was a 2-2 count. He probably was looking off speed because you had to negate something of what Paddock was doing out there. He negated the fastball. He said, I'm not getting a fastball. I'm looking for something off speed. Got a little hanging cutter out in the middle of the plate and hits it out of the park.
Somebody Stott me. Here's Bryson Stott post-game in the clubhouse.
I was hoping so. I thought I hit it good, and then I saw like kind of where it was going, and it's a big park, so there was a guy in third, so it's a little easier to.
Do you feel like you're finally getting rewarded for some of those balls you've scored up?
I mean, the last couple days, yeah. But got to keep swinging and going from there.
Is there anything like about this park that you like hitting at specifically?
I have no idea. Alvarado told me it's the empanadas that they serve here, so I'll go with that.
What about just putting a 6 spot on the board after getting 1 hit yesterday? What kind of not a relief necessarily, but just does it relax you guys and helping Jesus?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, I think it helps the pitcher a lot more than for us. We've been together for a long time now and kind of seen everything happen. So once the day's over and it's a new day, we don't really worry about what happened yesterday or the day before that. So, but yeah, it was good to have that many good at-bats in a row. So.
What's it like playing behind Luzardo when he's this locked in like the last 2 games?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, he doesn't waste any time. He can't wait to get back on the rubber and throw strikes and goes right at him. And playing behind him is a lot better than facing him. So.
What do you think was good for him today?
Sweeper looked good. He kind of tunnels it really well with his 4-seamer into righties. And I don't want to give him too much credit because he's standing right here, but I'm just kidding. No, but he tunnels that 4-seam into righties and then throws that sweeper off it. And his changeup is really, really good too. So if they cheat to anything in, he's got the changeup too that gets him out in front.
You guys are 5-1 since the change. Do you think it kind of just woke up the team or something? Or was it played a role at all?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, as players and the guys in this clubhouse, when there's a coaching change, you wear it, and we knew that most of it or a big part of it was us not playing well, and you never want to see someone lose their job or anything like that. So a little bit of a wake-up call. I mean, obviously we knew we weren't playing good or to our standards, so yeah.
I'm going to keep my head down on the ball and drive through it. It's what you do in Little League. It was beautiful.
Man of the hour today, or one of them, Jesús Luzardo, the Phillies starter. This afternoon, here he is post-game in Miami.
I mean, that was pretty impressive. Your control has been really dialed in the last 2 since Chicago. Is it something mechanical or something? Or?
Yeah, I mean, a couple mechanical things. Things we worked on, me, Mark and Caleb, and also just some mental cues. Kind of just getting back in the rhythm of, like we talked about, of getting back to what it felt like last year. I felt like maybe, I don't want to say started off slow, but started off a little out of whack mechanically, and then just kind of, I feel like I'm starting to feel like getting in my groove, finding, how I felt last year at the end of the year.
Is the cue just like a word you say in your head to kind of get yourself back on track in the top inning? Or?
Yeah. I mean, it could depend on, what pitch is missing, where it's missing, but it's just a little mental reminder of, what gets me back on track, what gets me right, and how to fix it quickly.
Stott was saying he thought the sweeper was good, but it looks like the changeup was pretty good too. What did you think? Which one was working better for you? Or were they both the same?
I think both are good. Both are weapons. The changeup obviously has taken a big step this year, and early in the year it was kind of tough. There were some games where it wasn't great locating it, and I feel like now, like I said, where we are mechanically, I feel like I'm able to command the pitches where I need to.
Just how sweet is it to roll out there with a 6-run lead?
Yeah, it's a lot more comforting pitching when you put up 6 in the first inning, knowing you have some freedom. I think we all want to go as long as we can and put up zeros as many as we can, but knowing that you have that freedom and that you have to go out there and eat up innings and keep us in a position to win. For me personally, it's definitely gives you a little bit of peace of mind.
Looks like you were pretty, I guess, upset with yourself when Don came out to get you in the 7th.
Yeah.
Because of those last, what was it, the last
3?
The last 3,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the last one was a change-up down. It's not like it was a bad pitch.
No, it was a good pitch. Yeah, he put a good swing on it, and he's a good bat-to-ball guy, obviously. So that one I wasn't really bothered about. More so like the hit by pitch with 2 strikes, which I seem to keep doing that to the back foot, and then the home run. Just 2-0 up by 7. I thought, I might as well challenge him. I don't want to walk him and put a good swing on it. But yeah, just put myself in a bad spot, so I was more frustrated with myself.
Wheels was saying the other night that, as a rotation, you guys have sort of talked about, or at least thought about, it's got to start with you guys that, turn this thing around. How much have you kind of put on yourselves as a group to kind of lead the way?
Yeah, big time. I think that we all know, obviously we have an incredible lineup, incredible defense, great bullpen, but starting pitching is a big strength of ours, and it does start with us. I think that we set the tone, and if we go out there and they put up a crooked number on us, it kind of makes it hard on the guys behind us. So we want to go out there every night, set the tone, go as long as we can. Like I said, put up zeros, and I think we definitely do take a lot of pride in the body of work that we put together as a starting staff. So I think we want to continue that.
Deborah Heart and Lung Center presents Stargazing. We talked about Xavier Edwards, second baseman for Miami, in the pregame program. He was 1 for 3 with a single. Ford, road ahead. Looks like this. One more with Miami. They'll try to take the Phillies, just their 4th series win of the season. They're 3-7 so far in series. And then the A's come in. They are just called the A's, or the Athletics. They were previously, in Philadelphia, then to Kansas City, then to Oak. Yes.
Are they not called Las Vegas yet?
No, not yet. And we looked at the stadium. It's being built, and it looks like it's got a ways to go.
2028.
Then Colorado comes in before the Red Sox and Pirates. Aaron Nola on the mound. He has not beaten the Miami Marlins since the wild card game in 2023, Ricky Bo.
So the way
he'll go against Jansen Junk.
The way he's going, he's never beat the Marlins. This is not a pretty task. Watch, this is the day he deals.
Yeah, but he has not.
He's got to keep the ball down. It's that simple.
We say that every start.
I know, but you got to get back on track somewhere. He's walking too many guys this year. That's number one. Giving up too many hits, too many home runs. We've known that for years. If he's not going to have movement on his pitches, it's going to be a long 4 years.
Yep. Only can hope
He's got to find some movement on his pitches.
And Jansen Junk has an ERA of 3. That's not nothing. I'm a little concerned.
You just wanted to say his name.
No, well, I want to see him throw some junk is what I want to see.